Hey, morning, Jeff in his pond here, checking in. Gonna do something a little bit different today. Um, it's kind of crazy and out of my comfort zone, but I feel like I am supposed to share something with you um, for somebody. And I'm not gonna start it out by the what the line that so many people use on Facebook and Instagram that, oh, I don't know who needs to hear this today, but you know they're trying to get zeroed in on, you know trying to make everything feel that everything is for everybody, and it's not. And they mean well, but anyway, I feel a little bit different today. So Uh, you know, I haven't brushed my teeth. Here's my coffee, and, I'll take a swig so you know I'm not faking it. Okay. All right. So I just got done reading this one devotion that I have followed for years and years and years. The guy's name is Chuck Swindoll at Insight for Living. Um, my gosh, he's probably up into his 90s already. I've been following him for years and years and decades. But there was one that hit me this morning, um, as we are getting into the crazy holiday season. And I haven't brushed my teeth, combed my hair, combed my beard, done anything. I'm just sitting here. You're looking at the real deal here. Um, so so many of us think that we are so important and that the world can't live without us, and that we have to be the ones to do things, and that brings on a lot of stress, a lot of anxiety, a lot of bad mental talk up here, and I struggle with that. I struggle with depression, anxiety, and all that goes along with it. And, the meds and all the side effects on the meds and stuff. So this is kind of for me, but I just feel like somebody out there might benefit from this, and I could be totally off base. So if you if you watch this video, just let me know. Just reply. Say, yeah, it was good. No, it sucked. This. You're completely off base. Whatever. So, as a disclaimer, those of you who are not interested in God and all that kind of stuff, the religion stuff and all that, I'm not either. But I am a Christ follower, and so if you don't want to listen to this, hit delete now, because you're not going to hurt my feelings. I'm just kind of doing what I feel like I'm supposed to do. So anyway, I want to read this for you, and I'm not a good reader. I'm not, I haven't practiced and prepped. I just got this off the printer so that I could read it to you. Anyway, I'll quit rambling now, and I'll do what I was going to do. Okay, it's called God's Provision by Pastor Chuck Swindoll, and I'll read the scripture. 1 Kings 17, 4 through 6. And God says to Elijah, he says, drink from the brook and eat what the raven brings you, for I have commanded them to bring you food. So Elijah did as the Lord told him and camped beside Kerith Brook, east of Jordan. And the ravens brought him bread and meat each morning and evening, and he drank from the brook. Now, this is right after Elijah killed all of the prophets of Baal. If you'll remember the Bible story, when God sent down fire and consumed the sacrifice, I think there were 800 prophets of Baal, and they were on this mountain, and you know, Ahab and Elijah, they were going to prove who was God, and it was the God who answered by fire. And so Baal, the servants of Baal, you know, they cut themselves and screamed and hollered all day and did this, that, and the other thing. And then there was Elijah, and he took stones and wood and sacrificed a bull, I believe it was, or an ox, and poured water on it and prayed, and God struck it, sent down fire, whether it was lightning or fire or what. But it consumed the altar, consumed the water in the troughs around it, and it consumed the offering. So then he killed all 800 of the prophets of Baal. And then, pardon my French, but he ran scared shitless into the woods and hid out. So that is what preceded this scripture. Okay, so now we're going back to the devotional. The ravens were God's catering service, delivering provisions to his prophet. The ravens will bring you food, Elijah. Isn't that incredible? God makes provisions for Elijah's physical welfare during his time of seclusion, but he also provides for his spiritual welfare. God knew what Elijah needed. Therefore, the silence and the solitude were to be essential parts of his boot camp experience. In essence, God said to Elijah, you need to get out of the spotlight. You need to come up here in the mountains alone with me, where you can hear my voice clearly. We need more time together, Elijah, and you need more training. The good news is this: without one moment's hesitation, Elijah obeyed. He didn't even ask why. So he went and did according to the word of the Lord. For he went and he lived by the brook Cherith, which is east of the Jordan. 1 Kings 17, verse 5. Now, notice the wording here. He went and lived by the brook Cherith. It's one thing to take off a day trip and off the beaten path to go camping for a weekend, or even spend 2 or 3 weeks backpacking in the wilderness. Such adventures offer the delights of being away from the cares of the real world for a time, even as you have the comfort of knowing that your lifeline to civilization is still there. It's quite another thing to live in the wilderness, alone, for an extended time. But that's exactly what Elijah did for months, possibly the better part of a year. God said, go, settle there, live there. And that's exactly what Elijah did. Would you accept that assignment from God? Would you respond with such immediate obedience? How many of us would say nothing except, yes, sir, I trust you completely. I don't need the spotlight to survive. Very few of us, probably. We prefer only comfort and active Christianity. While there is nothing wrong with being a leader or fulfilling the role of spokesman for God, how easy it is to become addicted to the public forum, feeling that we are indispensable to God's plan. How easy to neglect, ignore, and overlook those occasions when we need to pull back and be quiet, or regroup, rethink, and renew our souls. So there you have it. I love my alone time, and I'm sorry that this is so long. Never, ever, ever thought I'd be doing this. But I love my alone time. So many people, my wife goes on vacations her and my daughter, because they love to travel, and my anxiety and it just gets off the charts. I mean, you can't imagine. So I'm just better off staying home. But when my wife travels, so many of my friends get frustrated with me because I do enjoy my alone time. And it's like, listen, I don't need to come over for dinner and be entertained and be taken care of. The lady across the street brings me food every once in a while, and I can cook. I've been doing that. I've been surviving all my life, and I just love my alone time. I talk out loud to God. He answers me, and I've had some really special times. So I just want to encourage you as we head into this, holiday season that so many people struggle with and have anxiety over. Don't forget, you don't have to go and camp and live in the woods for a year like Elijah. But in your car, when you're sitting on the toilet, close the door, and just kind of try to center your soul and quiet your mind, and just take a couple deep breaths and breathe in the Spirit of God and see if He can't help you get through this. So anyway, love you. Caps aren't doing real well. They won a couple games, but yeah. So keep your stick on the ice. I love you. And I hope this wasn't too much of an intrusion in your privacy. Let me know what you think in the comments. And I'm sorry it's so long. I'm a talker. That's just what I do. So, all right. Have a great Thanksgiving, and hope to get something to you before Christmas. All right. Thumbs up. Keep your stick on the ice.